Woo! Eagle Nation. You know who I be? I didn't even got to introduce myself. But anyway, I'm quite sure you all got the news earlier today that the Cowboys released Dez Bryant, aka Dez Crying. Man, I mean, releasing your number one threat or so-called threat to a point where he didn't agree to a contract restructuring. The guy was due to make $16.5 million this coming season. I think like 4 or 5 million roster bonus. So I said the Cowboys probably decided to let him go because they didn't want to owe him that money. Because see, everybody know that Des Bryant ain't the same guy he was in his rookie year, his second, third, and fourth year. After that, he was no longer the same. I think 2013 was the last time that Dan Bryant cracked the 1,000 yard mark. But he's a multiple Pro Bowler, multiple All Pro receiver, But sometimes when you get new deals like that up front and you don't play to the contract purpose, in other words, getting multiple 1,000 yard games, it gets to a point where your contract becomes a salary cap hell. And that's what happened to Dez Crying. So now he's out the window, and now they ain't got a number one threat. Now, if you consider Allen Hurns a number one threat, I think you're fooling yourselves, Cowboys Nation. This is a guy that the Jacksonville Jaguars decided to let go. Now, why was he let go in the first place? You ask yourself that question before you decide to say, well, that's all right, we need Dan Bryant anyway. But that's a motherfucking lie. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy who still commands double teams on your offense. But, like I said, when you agree to a principle of a large contract at the time, Dan Bryant was one of the top 5 high-paid wide receivers at his position. Now, where's he going to go? There have been speculations and there have been news out there saying that he might go to the New England Patriots. But if he does go there, it's going to be no more than a 1 or 2 year prove-it deal, whatever that may be. But the Cowboys have just saved $12.5 million in salary cap money by letting him go, which means that he's going to agree to a 2-year deal with that same salary cap contractual agreement or via release. So that could be his contract purpose if he do. It could be between 10 to 15 million what he might get on a 2-year contract. And I'm quite sure that's what some teams are going to sign him to. But it is what it is, folks. The Cowboy has just released Dez Bryant, a.k.a. Just Crying, a.k.a. Dez Crying. This is a guy who cries a lot when he's double teamed or when he's triple teamed or when he's just coverage in zone coverages or whatever, however you may put his position or other team's defensive position. So now the Eagles ain't got nothing to worry about because we can focus solely on Ezekiel Elliott. He's the number one threat out of the backfield. Teams now are going to load the box against Ezekiel Elliott, and they're going to force Dak Prescott to air the ball, and everybody knows that Dak Prescott does not have a strong arm. The guy can't even throw the ball from the 20-yard line toward the 70-yard field or toward the other side of the opponent's field. His arm just ain't that strong. He has weak arm strength. That's why he played in a bunch of zone and read option coverages when he was at University of Mississippi, a.k.a. the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Now, the Eagles were supposed to have drafted this guy in the second or third round, but you see who we got, so it is what it is. So, like I said, I'm making this breaking news question if you heard or you haven't heard. Dez Bryant was released by the Cowboys. And this is your boy that bringing you the news if you haven't heard it. You see who I represent. EAGLES Eagles.